Hi, I'm Hale.
And I'm Alex, and we're going to do the worst cases of Instalove.
Yep, so these are those books where that main character just looks at that hot guy and she's like, yes, this is the man. So we picked out 6 books, 3 for each of us, just because we're going to keep it short, and 6 is already a lot for one video. So the first book that we have, I don't actually own. It is Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter. This book is basically a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. Wow, shocking. But it's a really crappy retelling. I hated it with a passion. Maybe it just like fostered my hatred of zombie books. I used to really like them, and now I can't. And basically, the zombies are gross, first of all. Like, just, oh. But literally, the main character looks at this guy and like, really bizarre. I believe the word "I raped" is literally written on the page of the book. I believe she goes, I raped him. Which, first of all, is just really, really weird. And second of all, is really, really insta-lovey. Like, if you're like, I raping somebody? Yeah, that's insta-love. It was really cringy. So I remember reading that part, and I just like put the book down on my lap, and I was like, what am I reading? Definitely don't recommend.
Alright, my first book is Shatter Me by Taharu Mafi. This book has really terrible Instalove. Not really extremely terrible, not that bad, not I rape bad. The series only goes up from here. That's my power through to you if you're reading this book. You just gotta get through this one. Yeah, this one has bad Instalove with Adam. It's Juliet and Adam. I wanted to make sure it wasn't Julietta. Juliet and Adam, they like kind of look at each other and they're like, yeah, and then it changes throughout the series and it gets better.
Yeah, and like part of the reason that happens too is because like he's like the first guy who's ever shown an interest in her, so she's like, oh, he thinks I'm beautiful.
Yay! I'm not terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that.
The second book I have for you, I actually have with me. It is Alienated by Melissa Landers. It has a sequel. Yeah, I actually don't hate this book. I think I actually gave it 4 stars, maybe even like 5, but it was actually, it was okay. It was okay. The romance was kind of strange. First of all, like the Instalove was really bad, because like they started off and they were like, wow, I hate you, and then like literally the next day they were like, oh, I'm in love with you. But they also had, there was this really weird scene in this, like really weird scene where they were like making out, and then like they were like, no, let's switch to how you guys do affection. Oh, it was weird. It wasn't like graphic, but it was weird. So that's all I have to say about Alienated. It was just, they hated each other and then they suddenly fell in love with each other, and there was no reason that they fell in love with each other, which I think that was the part that had the Instalove vibes for me.
Alright, my next book is Brownies and Broomsticks from the Magical Baking Mysteries series, the Katie Lightfoot Chronicles. I love these books and no one ever reads them. Like, literally no one. So, but the first book is the only book that has a really pretty bad love triangle. It's not, the insta-love between the 2 characters, Katie and the guy that she doesn't end up with, you're like, wow, this is bad. And then Katie and the guy that she does end up with, you're like, I love it. But like, the love triangle and the insta-love between those 2, you want to cringe. And then it gets better.
Okay, so my last book is actually the one that, when we first took this take, is the one I started talking about because I have a lot of
feelings for this book.
Yeah, I do.
A lot of hate.
It's Talon by Julie Kagawa. Yes, it is the Iron King. I read that. I actually really liked it. It just took me a really long time to get through, and I don't really know why. I read Talon, and I hated it. I hated it a lot. Going into it, I was kind of excited because I was like, whoa, this sounds so cool. It was awful. And the insta-love between her and the guy that, like, you know she's going to end up with, but of course it's her love triangle because it's that kind of book. It's really bad. Like, she, like, looks at him and she's like, wow, he's so hot. He's so perfect. I'm gonna run away with him. There's a scene where, like, he and his friend, like, save her and her friend from, like, getting raped, and then they go with them anyways. Like, you still could get raped. I don't see how this is a solution to your problem. But that's not even the worst part. Her side of things is pretty bad, but it's his side of things that is even more cringy, because, like, you have his perspective from some of the chapters. Oh my god. Oh my god. He treats her like a queen. Like, she is, like, his god, his idol. He is so in love with her. And it is so bad. It is so insta-lovey. He doesn't even know her. He just knows that he is in love with her. Or rather, some parts of him are in love with her. And that's all I've got to say about that book. Yep. I have strong feelings for that book.
My last book is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. If you watch our Glass Sword Ren review, you know I hate this book with a passion. It's okay. I feel like the insta-love between, shockingly, Cal and Nair is really bad. Really bad. Because she, like, meets Cal, like, in a bar and doesn't know it's Cal, and then she, like, goes to the the thing at the palace, and she's like, oh my god, the guy I was talking to was the crown prince. I'm like, that's fantastic, I really don't care. And then she, like, gets thrown in with Maven, and then it's like, oh, Instalove, I totally trust him. And it's like, wow, your romance is terrible. Have fun. I hate this book.
Alright. Oh my god, Alex!
Murder.
So, I think that's it for this video. I like doing these kinds of videos, so we'll probably do, like, similar ones next. Maybe, like, a love triangle one next. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, like, favorite book boyfriends.
Ooh.
So, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye!